magic word. Here in the secret kindergarten, the world's best show for kids is starting. The secret kindergarten radio show. Use your ears and your imagination. We're going to play, we're having fun. The magic secret kindergarten on the Revolution radio station.
Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the Secret Kindergarten, and I'm your host, Gino. Today, here in New Zealand, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, on January the 14th. And now, it's time for today's daily word of wisdom. Here we go. Learning to control ourselves a little is important. But if we control ourselves too much, we might accidentally put out the special spark that makes each of us special and unique. January the 14th, eh? The number 14! Let's talk about numbers. Let's talk about the number 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The number 14. It's a number of nature. 14 is smart and perfect. You know what 14 says that we should do? Well, Mr. Number 14 says that we should have fun with our friends, but not too much fun. You have to be a little careful, or you might lose your friends. That sounds a little bit like our daily word of wisdom. Number 14. And let's move right along. What's happening next? Oh, you know what time it is. It's nature time! And today, we are talking about, can you believe this? We are talking about the chambered Nautilus. And did you know, I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know this creature existed in the ocean. Oh my goodness, the chambered Nautilus. You've got to go and have a look at a picture of that. Let's talk about the chambered Nautilus. Right. The chambered Nautilus is in the cephalopod group, along with the squid and the octopus. Nautiluses are the only cephalopods who have an external shell. This is an ancestral feature. The animal can withdraw completely into its shell. It can close the opening with a leathery hood, formed from two specially folded tentacles. The Nautilus shell is very hard and has a white glow, and this shell is prized for jewelry making. The shell is internally divided into chambers. All the walls between chambers are pierced in the middle by a duct. Through this, the animal can change the air pressure in the chambers. As the Nautilus matures, its body moves forward, sealing each chamber in turn with a new wall. The last fully open chamber, the largest one, is used as the living chamber. The number of chambers increases from around 4 at the moment of hatching to 30 or more in adults. And that's what makes the shape of the Nautilus. The shell color keeps the animal hidden in the water. When seen from the top, the shell is darker in color and marked with irregular stripes, which makes it blend into the darkness of the water below. The underside is almost completely white, which is what they want to use for jewelry. And this white makes the animal indistinguishable from brighter waters near the ocean surface. This mode of camouflage is called counter shading. Phew! Well, the Nautilus is one of the oldest sea creatures. I hope you get to see a picture, or you can check The Secret Kindergarten out on the YouTube channel, and when I upload, the thumbnail picture will be of a Nautilus. And while we're on the topic of seashells, I want to tell you a little poem. Okay, so here we go. This one's called The Seashell's Journey. Once there was a seashell bright, floating in the sea so light. With every year that passed along, it grew and sang a little song. In a new home it would dwell, creating rooms like a magic spell, growing big with every twist. A home so snug, a cozy bliss. Round and round the shell would go, building chambers in a row. A little creature lived inside, in its spiral home, a cozy guide. Through the ocean the shell would roam, a tiny creature's cherished home, growing and changing day by day. In the underwater world it would play. So let's learn from this shell, so true, to grow and change in all we do. Embrace each moment, big or small, like the seashell standing tall. I wonder if the chambered Nautilus's favourite number is 14. Now, have you ever put your ear up to a shell? Have you ever been to the beach and picked up a hollow shell and put your ear up to it? Now, I used to do that a lot when I was a kid. Well, if you haven't done that, well, guess what? You get to hear what it sounds like right now, because this is what it sounds like when you put your ear up to a hollow shell. It might even sound like this if you were to ever find the hollowed out shell of a Nautilus. But let's have a listen. Whoa, it sounds like we're in the ocean, or maybe even a storm. Feels like it's windy. And that was the sound of the ocean you can hear by putting your ear up to a shell. That's a true story. And have you ever noticed how some boys and girls seem never to have to learn a particular thing? For instance, one boy knows how to use tools without being taught. One girl doesn't need to learn how to sew or how to read. And one boy can sing from the time he can speak. While most of us take years to learn how. I'm still learning how to sing, that's for sure. And some girls love to write poetry or can imitate the speech and manners of others, but more people can never do it well in this life, however long and hard they try, even with taking lessons. Well, all these facilities or talents are because there was a skill in these things in other lives, or even a love for them, without much skill, because it is the feeling, again, of love to do these things that lives and goes on from life to life. Because you're special, you're unique, and you're an individual. And you've got your own special things that you love to do from your heart. And that's what I want all of you to find and to do. And that's why I do the Secret Kindergarten. Now, this is a little bit sad, but I really want to play it. This is a story by Charles Dickens. It is called A Child's Dream of a Star.
A Child's Dream of a Star by Charles Dickens. There was once a child, and he strolled about a good deal, and thought of a number of things. He had a sister, who was a child too, and his constant companion. These two used to wander all day long. They wondered at the beauty of the flowers. They wondered at the height and blueness of the sky. They wondered at the depths of the bright water. They wondered at the goodness and the power of God who made the lovely world. They used to say to one another sometimes, "Supposing all the children upon the earth were to die, would the flowers and the water and the sky be sorry?" They believed they would be sorry. "For," said they, "the buds are the children of the flowers, and the little playful streams that gambol down the hillsides are the children of the water, and the smallest bright specks playing at hide and seek in the sky all night must surely be the children of the stars, and they all would be grieved to see their playmates, the children of men, no more." There was one clear shining star that used to come out in the sky before the rest, near the church spire above graves. It was larger and more beautiful, they thought, than all the others, and every night they watched for it, standing hand in hand at the window. Whoever saw it first cried out, "I see the star," and often cried out both together, knowing so well when it would rise and where. So they grew to be such friends with it that before lying down in their beds they always looked out once again to bid it good night. And when they were turning round to sleep they used to say, "God bless the star." But while she was still very young, oh, very, very young, the sister drooped, and came to be so weak that she could no longer stand in the window at night. And then the child looked sadly out by himself, and when he saw the star, turned round and said to the patient pale face on the bed, "I see the star." And then a smile would come upon the face, and a little weak voice used to say, "God bless my brother and the star." And so the time came, all too soon, when the child looked out alone and when there was no face on the bed, and when there was a little grave among the graves, not there before, and when the star made long rays down towards him as he saw it through his tears. Now these rays were so bright, and they seemed to make such a shining way from the earth to heaven, that when the child went to his solitary bed, he dreamed about the star, and dreamed that lying where he was, he saw a train of people taken up that sparkling road by angels. And the star, opening, showed him a great world of light, where many more such angels waited to receive them. All these angels who were waiting turned their beaming eyes upon the people who were carried up into the star, and some came out from the long rows in which they stood, and fell upon the people's necks, and kissed them tenderly, and went away with them down avenues of light, and were so happy in their company that lying in his bed he wept for joy. But there were many angels who did not go with them, and among them one he knew. The patient face that once had lain upon the bed was glorified and radiant, but his heart found out his sister among all the lost. His sister's angel lingered near the entrance of the star, and said to the leader among those who had brought the people thither, "Is my brother come?" And he said, "No." She was turning hopefully away, when the child stretched out his arms and cried, "Oh, sister, I am here, take me." And then she turned her beaming eyes upon him, and it was night, and the star was shining into the room, making long rays down towards him, as he saw it through his tears. From that hour forth the child looked out upon the star as on the home he was to go to when his time should come, and he thought that he did not belong to the earth alone, but to the star too, because of his sister's angel gone before. There was a baby born to be a brother to the child, and while he was so little that he never yet had spoken word, he stretched his tiny form out on his bed and died. Again the children dreamed of the opened star, and of the company of angels, and the train of people, and the rows of angels, with their beaming eyes all turned upon those people's faces. Said his sister's angel to the leader, "Is my brother come?" And he said, "Not that one, but another." As the child beheld his brother's angel in her arms, he cried, "Oh, sister, I am here, take me." And she turned and smiled upon him, and the star was shining. He grew to be a young man, and was busy at his books, when an old servant came to him and said, "Thy mother is no more. I bring her blessing on her darling son." Again, at night he saw the star and all that former company. Said his sister's angel to the leader, "Is my brother come?" And he said, "Thy mother." A mighty cry of joy went forth through all the star, because the mother was reunited to her two children. And he stretched out his arms and cried, "O mother, sister, and brother, I am here, take me." And they answered him, "Not yet." And the star was shining. He grew to be a man whose hair was turning grey, and he was sitting in his chair by the fireside, heavy with grief, and with his face bedewed with tears, when the star opened once again. Said his sister's angel to the leader, "Is my brother come?" And he said, "Nay, but his maiden daughter." And the man who had been the child saw his daughter, newly lost to him, a celestial creature among those three, and he said, "My daughter's head is on my sister's bosom, and her arm is round my mother's neck. And at her feet there is the baby of old time, and I can bear the parting from her. God be praised. And the star was shining. Thus the child came to be an old man, and his once smooth face was wrinkled, and his steps were slow and feeble, and his back was bent. And one night, as he lay upon his bed, his children standing round, he cried, as he had cried so long ago, "I see the star." They whispered one another, "He is dying." And he said, "I am. My age is falling from me like a garment, and I move towards the star as a child. And oh, my Father, now I thank thee that it has so often opened to receive those dear ones who await me." And the star was shining, and it shines upon his grave.
And there's no need to be sad. Did you cry a little bit in that story? Well, don't worry. You can cry a little bit sometimes, but maybe don't cry too much because people don't want to spend too much time with super sad people. But you know what time it is. It's time to stand up and get moving because we're playing the freeze game. Come on, let's go. When's the music gonna stop? Ho-ho! Did you stop in time? Let's go again. Do-do-do-do. I'm swimming. Freeze time. Okay, let's go. Oh, bet you didn't see that one coming. Okay, let's keep going. Does dancing make you happy? Let's go! Oh, we're building up. We're building up. Oh, we stopped. Did you catch the freeze? Oh, did you get comfortable? I got comfortable there. Let's go. Can you hear that bird tweeting? There's a bird outside my door! Singing along to the music. the song. Heavens no, we're going to keep going. No more freezing, just moving. Coming up to the end of another half hour of the Secret Kindergarten Radio Show. And there's a thread that's woven through life that connects all of us, and that's the whole point of this show. To affirm that to you young children out there, and to remind us adults that that's what's going on. I love you. Bye.